Now, although Stevenage is home to plenty of London commuters, it's just 25 minutes on the train to King's Cross. It's by no means just a dormitory town. There are plenty of organisations and companies that do business here. One such is the Wine Society, a cooperative that's been making its members happy by the bottle or the case since 1874. Where better then to assemble a group of politically engaged local residents who at one time or another have all voted Labour to taste test the current political offerings. The Wine Society provided us with some politically themed wines. The first item on our agenda was to pick one to accompany our discussion. What about Domaine Le Bourré? 3 votes. Right, we'll put that forward. That's going to be hard to beat, I think. I'm very glad to say it's got a screw top.
I suppose if you were to put me on a line, I'd probably be right in the middle of it. I'd probably be fairly central. You could argue maybe slightly leaning to the right, but I'm open to listening to what people have to say, really, and seeing as to whether that's something I'd want to vote for.
In the past, I've mainly voted either Liberal Democrats or Green, right. So I'd say I'm fairly Liberal.
Probably as I've got older, I've changed. I've been a Labour voter, I've been a Liberal Democrat voter, and I've been a Tory voter. I've probably veered a lot more towards the Liberal Democrats, being more sort of centre ground.
And what about, how do you view the Labour Party at the moment? Do you see them as someone you might be giving your vote to at this election?
I view the Labour Party as a lot of very different people who have come together with a common aim. You know, I don't think we should see the Labour Party as one individual person. We are a large group who come together and band together with a common aim to achieve what we want.
I'm sort of suspending my decision until I know a bit more about what they want to do, but at the moment for me it's very much a leadership election.
Well, to be absolutely honest with you, for the longest time I didn't. I was one of these people who didn't pay much attention to politics, and it's only within the past few years where I've noticed how it's affecting the people around me that I've taken a real interest in it, and I'm now a fully paid up member of the Labour Party because Jeremy Corbyn actually grabbed hold of me, as it were, and spoke to me, and all those things that I was unhappy about, I heard he was the same.
How do you view the Labour Party at this election? Are they somebody who might end up voting?
I wouldn't dream whatsoever of voting for the Labour Party as it stands at the moment. I don't think he may well have, you know, great qualities in Jeremy Corbyn. I think the country needs somebody that has gravitas. I think the country needs somebody that can actually take everybody with it. That's about being a leader. I think the shadow cabinet is something at the moment that I couldn't entertain voting for, whether it's John McDonnell. All of the, I think the front bench team don't have, for me, anything that gives me any belief that what they say I can believe and what they say they will do, and I think we would be a laughingstock on the world stage.
What's going to inform your vote at this election?
The focus on our services within the country. I know there's a whole big talk about Brexit, and it seems to be an election about Brexit at the minute. You've got Conservatives saying they're the ones that are going to push for it, where the other parties wouldn't. But I feel like we're losing track of the, you know, the services around our local towns and the country and the NHS and things like that. So that's going to be what's important for me.
I voted to leave because I think Europe was a con. It wasn't. I didn't vote because there's too many people coming in or all the rest of it. It's a boss's club, and I'm not a boss, so I didn't want to be involved in it.
I think if you go to a negotiation, you need to have a clear idea of what you want and what you're trying to achieve, what you don't want is being undermined by your own party or by the people who are supporting you. And I haven't seen much evidence of that up until now.
I'd like to say, pick up something that Charlie said earlier on, is that actually the general election isn't all about Brexit. Brexit is important, but we're going to soon, if we're not careful, we'll lose sight of all the other things that we actually need to fix in this country and do. But Brexit, we have a job to do. We need somebody that's got strong leadership and somebody that actually has a job and gets on and does it.
And Theresa May, do you think she has leadership qualities?
I think you certainly know what she wants to achieve, and I think she certainly has more support of her party than, for example, Jeremy Corbyn may do. But again, this 5-6 weeks, I think, is the chance to show what they're trying to achieve and how they're going to do it.
Cheers, Steve.